Fire up Mason Rudolph if you're absolutely desperate. Shouldn't be that
Don't
desperate.
fire up Mason Rudolph.
Don't
Even
fire
if you're
him up.
desperate.
Don't
Throwing
fire
for
him.
300.
Yeah, don't fire. Bengals at Browns. Cover your mouth. They won't just do your order.
He has been quarterback 11 or higher 3 of the last 4 weeks. And everybody hates on this guy. It is Danny Dimes.
I'm hanging up right now. I can't believe it. I'm hanging up.
No. What's up, boys?
What up? What up?
Wake up! Wake up!
How we doing?
Well,
Yeah.
been better. A little got the sniffles, but
A little
hanging in
bit.
there.
Good. That's better than
Yeah.
better than bad.
Better than a bad
Better-
burger.
Yeah, better
For
than
sure.
cookie.
Yeah.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome on in to WPF, the When Pigs Can Fly Fantasy Football Show. We are your hosts of the show. I'm Sal Adams. That is Corey Lamberts. And that is the Wesley Bryant.
He tipped his cap like this.
How you boys doing tonight? Not feeling good? You got a little coldy cold symptoms going on?
I think it's going around, man. I've had a tickle in my
Brought to you
throat
by
for a couple
Halls
days.
Fruit Breezers.
That's
Just
like
kidding.
my only. Yeah. Yeah, that's like my only thing that I've got. It's so weird. Like probably a couple of times every half hour, I have to cough like 2 or 3 times, and then
Yeah.
it's weird. It's aggravating.
I'm grateful I don't have that going on. As Wesley mentioned, I did have a bad burger tonight, so guts are a little rumbly, but that's all right. We're good. Life is good. Could always
The
be
show
worse.
must go on.
Show
Yep.
must go on, man. We gotta be here.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of the show, tonight we got a lot on the docket. We have your Thursday Night Football report. We have the most recent injury report. We have your bye week team updates. And of course, we've got picks and locks.
Yes, we do.
That is
Yes, we
correct.
do.
So there's a whole lot to cover. Fasten those seatbelts on up, y'all, because the WPF show is about to take flight.
Well, that's a ride.
Let us do it. I could never do that, man. I would do it like one time, and it would just it wouldn't come out as any sound. It would just sound like me breathing.
Little Broncos country.
Yeah.
I heard it. Let's ride.
Oh gosh.
Are you talking about the? You couldn't do the.
No, the snort.
little
I can't.
Snort.
If I would have to do it on cue like that, it would just come out like
like some
so
creepy
dumb.
dude breathing.
Yeah, exactly. I could never do it. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
Wee.
Well-
What's that commercial? Little pig out the window flying the flag or something?
Oh gosh, that's one of the worst commercials of all time.
I love that one, dude.
Of course you do.
It's awesome. One of my
So Wesley,
favorites.
what do we got? What do we got first? You're taking
Well,
points.
Thursday night football recap.
All right.
So we all picked the Texans, but I don't know if you guys
We
remember.
sure did.
I don't know if you guys remember, but I said I have a sneaky suspicion that the Jets are going to pull this one out, and that's what happened. Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson came up big.
Huge.
Yeah, the jump man. You see that about?
Yep.
I don't know if you saw, but Adidas came out with a statement saying he's not going anywhere. That was
Yeah.
a good catch.
Yeah.
But look for the Jets to start figuring things out now with that chemistry kicking in. Devontae Adams back with Aaron Rodgers. Garrett Wilson getting the targets like I knew he would.
Still did, yep. Still performed.
Yep.
And I don't know about you guys, but Texans just don't look as scary as they once did.
CJ Stroud looks terrible, and he's my favorite player in the league, but he looks terrible, and it's not his fault. I certainly see what everybody else should be seeing, and
That
that is
offensive line looks like
That
garbage.
offensive
that
line's
offensive line
not
is
having
He
a
has
good.
no time. But
They're-
Joe
they're-
Mixon had a great game.
Joe
It
Mixon
is.
looked good.
It is worth noting though that division is so weak. They're still going to come away with the division champs on
Watch
that
out
one.
for those Colts.
Whatever, dude. Not going to happen. Not going to happen.
They're
Jags are
riding with
bad.
old
Colts are
Joe
no
Flacco.
good. Tennessee still can't figure it out. So
Hey, man, they got that same hinkling suspicion that you got, man. They're riding out Joe Flacco and completely benching your boy A-Rich. There's no way they do that if they don't think that, unless they think they're making the playoffs. There you go, or have a shot, anyways.
They're trying
Why
to
else
be.
would you do that?
Let's see.
I don't know, man. To take the pressure off Anthony Richardson, I mean, for God's sake, they gave him 10 starts and he's done. And meanwhile, Daniel Jones is going on start number 72.
That's true, but Daniel Jones
So
Let's not talk
never
about
had a
coaching and ownership here.
I didn't say anything about a coach. I never didn't say a word. You brought it up.
I know. I did it for you, so you didn't have to.
Don't worry, it'll come up later.
in Daniel Jones' defense, I don't think he's ever had a span in his career where he had 4 consecutive games under 50% passing.
That's
I'm not
very
sure
true.
many guys in the NFL have ever done that.
I
That's
don't think I have. No.
quite a feat, dude.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have anything else to add to the Thursday night football recap?
Tank Dell looked good.
Good, yep.
He had
Think
to,
they'll look
man.
good.
Stephon Diggs being out, Nico Collins being out.
Nico Collins being out. Hey, at least somebody stepped up and did something.
Yeah, I think somebody called that, didn't they? Oh, it might have been. I might have said something. I knew Tank Dell. Was it you? Yeah.
It's always me.
Oh, it's always you.
Okay.
Oh,
If it's a my guy, it's always me.
okay, buddy.
No, you haven't been talking about your guys lately, remember? Anyway,
Last week.
with
One
that being
time.
said, this week's bye week teams are the Steelers and the 49ers. That means no Russ Wilson, George Pickens, Najee Harris, Jalen Warren, no Brock Purdy, Debo Samuel, George Kittle, Jordan Mason. But with this bye week, look and keep an eye out. See if Christian McCaffrey might be coming back next week.
I
Yep.
dropped Jordan Mason in a
Possibly.
redraft league for that reason.
Yep.
This- not for only that reason, but I had to have a running back this week,
Yeah.
and I didn't have another one.
Yep. It'll happen.
Good news about those bye weeks. You don't have to watch the 49ers on primetime again. It seems like they're always on primetime. They're another one of those teams that are always there. Fun team to watch, but man,
Yeah. I actually missed the days where we got 1 o'clock games every single week.
Well, they finally had the Commanders on prime. I think they were prime time, right? Last week
Commanders Bears
against the Bears.
was.
yeah.
They were nationally televised, so that was fun. Finally.
Mm-hmm.
And what an amazing Hail Mary that was. But anyway, I digress.
We talk about that later on.
Yep.
Speaking of injuries, that's Stevenson, dude. What are you doing? What are you doing to the crowd? Play your game. Box them out. I don't care. I'm glad the Commanders won.
Yeah, me too.
This week
Matt Eberflus.
on relevant injury report,
Told you it was coming.
we got Bills are wide receivers Amari Cooper and Curtis Samuel are questionable. I'm not starting Amari Cooper after last week anyway, so Panthers doesn't really matter. But Jonathan Brooks is still not ready to make his debut. He's out. Xavier Legette is questionable. Bengals, Zach Moss and T. Higgins both doubtful. The Dallas Cowboys, nobody really on offense, but Micah Parsons is out, and Trayvon Diggs is questionable with a partially torn calf.
It's a weird injury.
Partially torn calf, but you're questionable. I'm questioning your sanity if you try to play on.
I do not understand that.
Depending on where you get depending on where you get information from, he's doubtful or questionable. Official NFL thing says doubtful or questionable. So
I played softball with a tight calf, and I couldn't run to first base. So,
not that you're, a professional athlete or anything, but
he is the peak of human performance down there.
Pretty close. Packers, Jordan Love is questionable, but everybody says they're playing unless something happens. Jair Alexander on the defense, questionable. Josh Jacobs, questionable. Texans, all I really got. Oh, wait, what am I saying the Texans for? They already played. Anyway, Will Anderson, questionable. Jaguars, Christian Kirk is now on the IR. He said broken collarbone, correct?
Correct. Yep. Broken collarbone.
And potentially, if that would have never happened, Corey over here told me that there was a chance that he might have been traded to the Steelers. They were working on a trade for him, but that has been squashed. Tank Bigsby and Travis Etienne are both questionable, and then Gabe Davis and Brian Thomas Jr. are both questionable.
I do want to add to that because I literally just got an update a few minutes ago that Tank Bigsby expects to play.
Okay.
And also Brian Thomas Jr. on Sleeper reads that it's a game time decision.
Okay.
So
watch those closely.
Very closely. I wouldn't be starting him anyway, but
yeah,
if you have to, I guess. I mean,
Tank
if it's
Bigsby maybe, but
yeah, not Brian Thomas though.
Chiefs. That's the Monday night game. Juju Smith-Schuster has been is out. Raiders.
Oh, okay, I didn't see that yet.
Yep,
Yeah.
Juju's out.
I mean, not that. That's
Yeah. Raiders. Zamir White, questionable. I have to read it. Sorry.
every time I hear his name, it just makes me sick because I was so prepared for him to have a good season.
Yeah.
Everybody was.
Unreal.
Chargers. DJ Chark is questionable. He may play. And Joey Bosa is also questionable.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
So Quentin Johnson off the injury report this week.
He's not on the injury report.
Interesting.
Rams wide receivers Puka Nacua and Jordan Whittington are both questionable.
Puka's playing. He looked so good last
Oh,
week.
for
Even
sure.
after, was it the third quarter he got dinged up a little bit? It seems like his ankle got twisted or something. He still played great
I
after
thought
that.
it said something about his hamstring in practice.
Oh, maybe it's something
thought
different.
so.
All right.
Saints.
He's playing.
Jamal Williams out. Kendre Miller IR. Bub Means, up and coming Bub Memes is to the IR now, as well.
Yep.
So,
Bought me some roster space.
Yep.
Yep.
All of a sudden, I'm like, Kendra and Bub are both on
Yeah.
there?
Yep.
The Eagles. Dallas Goddard is out again, and Darius Slay is out.
Oh, boy, those are two big hits.
Yep.
Seahawks. DK Metcalf out. Noah Fant out. Listen to this one. The other team playing on Monday night. Buccaneers. Jalen McMillan, Sterling Shepard, Bucky Irving, all questionable. Mike Evans
they all-
out.
Are they all hamstring?
Probably.
Gosh.
Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are both out. Oh,
Yep.
man. Poor Buccaneers.
Mike Evans has a chance to
Hey,
return week 12, they said. Was it 12? They didn't say 10, did they? I think they said week 12.
Yeah, he's a really good buy low candidate right now.
Yeah.
Or redraft anyway.
And,
Or for a contender looking for depth.
yeah, Titans, Tony Pollard questionable, Tajay Spears out, Will Levis questionable, but they already said Mason Rudolph will be starting. And then last but not least, the Washington Commanders, Brian Robinson Jr. is questionable. That completes your Week 9 injury report.
Injury report.
Crazy, we're already that far in, man. 9
Well
weeks.
done. Thank you for all that information, Wesley.
Thank you, big fella.
Now that I'm done talking, you two can get us started on Cowboys and Falcons. Picks
Sal,
of the week.
I will let
Picks and locks.
Yeah, I will jump right in here. We're on to picks and locks. This is one of my favorite parts of our show in total. In totality, we have a lot of fun with this one. I'll just peel it right off. Falcons are going to win this game, in my mind. I think that there's with Diggs being, it's Diggs that you just said is outright. With him being out of the secondary,
Questionable.
Yeah,
and
of course.
even if he's banged up, the Falcons good. The Falcons look really good. Bijan's going to be my lock in this game. Falcons.
I too have the Falcons winning this game. Kyle Pitts again.
I hope so. Boy, I hope so.
Kirko Chains loves him some Kyle Pitts, my friend.
I 3 have Falcons beating the Cowboys.
Big.
Micah Parsons out again. Cowboys are ranked 31st against the run.
They sure are.
So I got Bijan Robinson as my Falcons lock. I got Jake Ferguson as my Cowboys lock.
Oh.
Yep.
Because I got Jesse Bates disrupting CeeDee Lamb's targets.
But
I do
rolling
think
over that way. Yep.
I do think the Falcons' options will be too much for the Cowboys.
This will be the first time I say it, but
Mike McCarthy. It's not the first time. It's not the first
no,
time.
keep an eye. I'm saying for tonight. Keep an eye out on that coaching staff here this week. Trade deadlines this week.
He just
We've
wants it to happen so bad to a coach that he says, "I called it. I called it on the show."
I won't say that. I bet Zimmer gets fired before McCarthy does, though.
Oh, God.
For sure.
Any other names you want to list?
Not now.
Okay. All right. Next game up: Dolphins at Bills.
Corey, you go first.
I was talking to Wes before we started, and I looked up some stats about some Miami receivers against Buffalo over the last 4 years, and I actually originally had Miami winning this game, and then I looked it up, and I was like, you know what? I'm changing my mind. Buffalo's going to win this game in Buffalo. I have James Cook and Devin Achane to watch out for. I would be very, very hesitant about firing up any wide receivers still against Buffalo to a second week back. Waddle usually averages around 8 points.
This is why I'm glad we're so different. Go ahead.
Yep.
Sal, what you got?
I have the Bills winning this game. Devon Achane is my lock of the week. I agree with Corey that the running backs are going to be guys to watch here. I think that this could be a really good game. I don't think this is going to be a blowout by any means. I don't know. I don't think there's any way that Tyreek Hill is contained again. I just don't see it.
I have ESP. I had a feeling that you guys were both going with running backs because I almost did, and I was like, these guys are probably going to say that. So, with that being said, I also have the Bills winning this game at home. I say fire up Tyreek Hill.
Okay.
I say Tua knocking the dust off. I see him reconnecting with Tyreek Hill for big points this week. And Keon Coleman starting to come into his own and be the guy for Josh Allen. Like Cal said, I think this is going to be a closer game than anticipated. Definitely closer than the week 2. Corey, you said they played?
It was week 2, yeah. Week 2, yep.
That was when Tua got knocked down, I believe. Yeah. Tyreek Hill and Keon Coleman are my locks.
Poor choice of words when he was tackled by DeMar Hamlin. So,
was it really DeMar Hamlin that tackled him?
It was.
That's ironic.
Yep.
Anyway,
moving on.
Raiders at Bengals.
Wesley, you ought to go first.
I'll do that. Okay. Oh man, the Bengals need to end their 4-game home game losing streak, and they got a great chance with the Raiders coming to town. With Higgins still out, Chase is going to have a big game, but also look for Mike Gesicki. He's third on the team in receiving, and as much as I want the Bengals to lose, so the Lions have a better chance of getting Trey Hendrickson, I can hope Bengals are going to win this game. For the Raiders side, Brock Bowers. Lock him. That's their only real option, really. Him and, just Brock Bowers.
That leads me to, you know what, we'll talk about it later.
Okay.
I'll go ahead.
I was gonna say, so is where I go? Okay.
Bengals win this game. I like them a lot. I don't like their opponent. Vegas is not a great team. I have both of the Chases as my lock. I have Jamar Chase and also Chase Brown. Moss is hurt.
Yep.
So that is going to lead to Chase Brown getting more touches.
That's a good lock.
Ultimately, and I think you can fire him up, even as an RB2, not even just in the flex.
Mm-hmm. Those are good picks. Super lock here. Cincy wins this game at home. Vegas is falling apart quickly between quarterbacks and running backs and wide receivers. The only player they have that's worth anything in fantasy is Brock Bowers. So if you have him, you don't really have a choice, and he's your only tight end. Fire him up. And then Mike Gesicki. When T. Higgins ain't playing, it's Gesicki time.
Mm-hmm.
He's 6'6".
Jeez.
Next game on the block. You already went, right? Yeah, you did. Chargers at Browns. What you got?
If I have to go first, this I think will be another tough game. Last week I told you Cleveland plays tough against these It was Baltimore they played last week. They played
It
them
was
tough.
Baltimore.
They're going to play the Chargers tough. I'm going with running backs again. I'm taking the Chargers to win this game, but I think Dobbins is going to play well, and I also think you got to pay close attention to Chubb. This is the game that will decide for me whether or not he's somebody that I would want for the rest of the season or I don't. If he doesn't perform this game too, I'm all done on him.
Nick Chubb?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll go next. I do have the Chargers winning at home away against the Browns. Sorry, they will play them tough. Great minds think alike here, but my lock for the Bolts is Herbert. Should have a pretty good game. And then for the Browns, up and comer, trending hot, Tillman.
Yep. That's funny.
Yeah.
I thought you both were gonna say Chubb and Dobbins, like I thought at the Bills game with A-Chain and.
And Cook.
I put Lad McConkey and Cedric Tillman.
Yeah.
Yep.
Two up and coming young guys. Yep. These teams feature heavy hitting running backs in Dobbins and Nick Chubb, but I foresee Lad and Cedric having big games this week. But I got the Browns winning at home.
I definitely think it's possible.
It is very possible.
But again, I want them to lose. They cough up an edge for the Lions.
Yeah, he only cost 3 firsts, a second, and
I didn't
and
say
Jameer
yeah.
Gibbs.
And
Okay.
Jameer Gibbs. So
First
it's fine.
of all, I said an
That's
edge,
why-
so that means Darius Smith as well.
That's why Tannenbaum's not a GM anymore.
Exactly.
Dude,
That's
as soon as I saw that, I was just like, "This is the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard a sports analyst say." And I listen to a lot of Stephen A. Smith. All right, I've heard some
Right.
crazy stuff,
Brother,
dude.
Tannenbaum, he used to be a GM.
Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
yeah. I mean, jeez. Who we got next?
Next is going to be Patriots at Titans.
If there was going to be a game that ended in a tie, this is the one.
You think so? Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Go ahead. Let's hear
Sorry.
it.
If you didn't like either one of these picks, this would be the game this year that ends in a tie. I know I've said it a couple times before, but I never officially gave that statement. But I have the Titans winning this game at home, very close, less than 3 points, I would assume. Look for Drake May and Ramondre Stevenson to have pretty decent games, and Tony Pollard, even though he's questionable, to be your lock for the Titans.
I'll go next.
Let's hear it.
Drake May clear concussion protocol.
He did.
He's gonna have himself a day
He
against
did.
Titans. Listen, no team has won a game the week following a loss to the Lions. The Honolulu flu will strike again. Patriots win at Titans. Drake May is my lock. Calvin Ridley is my lock. And Calvin Ridley did have a huge game last week with Mason Rudolph, so he's going to get the targets again this week. The Honolulu flu bites.
I think the curse is going to be lifted this week. The Titans have a really good defense. I believe I heard it several times last week playing against Lions that they have the number 1 defense in the NFL. Is that not true, or is that true? It doesn't feel true because what are they, 2-6 or something like that?
I really wanted to pick the Titans because Rudolph looked great against us in the first quarter.
Their running game looks strong for the most part. Ridley was also my lock in this game. The Patriots suck, dude. They're not good. I can't take them against the Titans because that defense just looks too good.
Well, I did. Next game. The Commanders at the New York Football Giants.
Speaking of Danny Dimes.
Go ahead, Sal. Start us off.
All right. Danny Dimes and his Giants are going to get absolutely trounced at home. It's going to be embarrassing. It is going to be the second time this week that the New York crowd, New Jersey crowd, I guess, is going to be chanting, "Sell the franchise." They were doing it to the Jets, and the Jets wound up winning that game. They're going to do it to the Giants this week because Washington is going to smack them. Jaden Daniels is my lock.
Yep. Go ahead, Corey.
And as a bonus, I would like to say Noah Brown will not catch a game winner at the end of the game off of a tipped pass from a guy that was taunting the crowd. But I would like to tell you that I think F1 will have a good game.
Yeah. Commanders at Giants. Commanders. F1 is my pick, my lock for the Commanders. And for the Giants, Malik Neighbors and Tyrone Tracy.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
I almost did the
I'm
same.
getting excited about Tyrone Tracy. I
I
might
am
pull him out
too.
of my taxi squad just so I can start him this week.
I
But
almost literally did the same exact thing, but I was trying to keep myself to one pick per team. I got
$5 says you don't.
I got Commanders at Giants as well. I also
You
have Terry
do it,
McLaurin
Tom,
as
buddy.
Malik Neighbors as my locks.
Yep.
Commanders are looking good with rookie quarterback Jane Daniels. And Danny Dimes has been looking awful as of late. After he started off decently, remember? In our starting screen, that's you hyping him up, saying that he
Yep.
was... Yeah. Anyway, look for the number one wide receivers that have big games this week.
What is that face? Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna work on a new intro this week, boys. I wanted to
For
tell you
sure.
this surprise.
Yeah.
Speaking of awful teams, Saints at Panthers is next.
I'll start this
Not
one.
going first. Okay, I'm glad.
I'll start this one. Saints at Panthers. I actually wrestled a little bit because of how bad the Saints have been playing this week with picking the Panthers.
But
Because they have
Hey, there's
Bryce
more.
Young starting and there's no there's no more Deontay Johnson in a Panthers uniform. I do have the Saints.
Derek Carr is back.
Derek Carr is back. I have the Saints winning this game. Olave is my lock for the Saints, and ironically enough, probably because they're going to be behind by quite a bit, Bryce Young will have a day. It'll mostly be garbage time, but I think he'll have a good day.
Ooh.
There's a lot of incompletions and a couple interceptions. I'll go next.
Maybe a fumble.
I got Saints winning this. I got the running backs as the locks: Alvin Kamara, Chuba Hubbard. The Saints fans are happy they got their starting signal caller back just in time to break their 6-game losing streak after starting 2-0. Pretenders that we're always talking about. This Panthers team is just bad. I'm not sure what it's going to take for them to be better, but yeah, both running backs will get a lot of carries this week.
It's not going to be this year.
Nope.
Saints finally win again. I am lifting the curse off of them. The curse I
pretender
laid on them.
curse?
The pretender curse. They're contenders in this game. In this game only.
Oh, jeez.
They're going to contend
Yep.
in this one.
In
I gotta
this
win.
game.
Olave is my lock.
Just for a little tidbit of information about the Panthers, no team in NFL history has had back-to-back-to-back number one picks. Panthers might do it.
They really
Even
might.
though
They didn't have their own first-round pick.
but
This year, technically, it was their pick that was the number one pick.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah. What was all that 1 in a million talk?
Broncos at Ravens.
I will go in on this one. This is actually
Tough.
a closer matchup than you think. Both teams are 5-3. Both quarterbacks are playing well. Both have good, strong running games. Obviously, one is stronger than the other.
Which one?
I have Baltimore winning the game. I have it close. I have this closer than maybe most even. I don't think it's gonna. I think it's maybe a field goal. I think it's gonna be a close game. Mark Andrews is who I have as my lock. He will still rock it out. It seems to me that the last couple weeks he's really got it. They went and got it's Deontay Johnson. I don't think that that's going to affect the 4 targets a game that Mark Andrews has been getting. Mark Andrews has only been getting 4-ish targets a game. He's been turning up yards and touchdowns, and I just don't see that going away.
Corey?
Ravens. And yes, it is. It was a tough one for me to choose. And it's almost too easy to pick Lamar as your lock because if you have him, you're starting him anyway. And I also have Bo Nix.
Quarterbacks. Good picks.
Quarterbacks.
Literally, I got Ravens. I want to pick the Broncos here, especially after the Browns, and the Browns are decent defensively. Broncos are decent defensively, pretty good defensively actually. Patrick Surtain. They got to be one of the most surprising teams this year with a 5-3 record.
Yeah.
But like I said, Ravens did lose to the Browns last week, and they're going to come out hot this week. I know they traded for Deontay Johnson earlier, but I don't know if that made them any better. If anything, it dilutes other receivers' potential, like your Zay Flowers, your Mark Andrews, Rashad Bateman, who was one of your up-and-comers that was looking good. But, yeah, my locks are Bo Nix as well and Derrick Henry.
Can I just mention really fast the losses that they have this year? They're not against jokers of teams either. At the Seahawks, against the Steelers, and against the
Excuse
Chargers.
me.
So, one thing to note, they did win in Tampa. They blew them out by about 3
Yep.
touchdowns in Tampa in Week 3.
Mhm.
So
They sure did.
that was against the Buccaneers team coming fresh off a Lions win. So
Tell you what the Deontay Johnson trade did. It made the Panthers worse.
Oh, the
Worse.
Buccaneers lost after beating the Lions? So no team after playing the Lions has won.
Yeah, I thought you said that already.
I said no team that has
Oh,
beat
after
the
they
Lions,
lost?
but I didn't know
No.
even the Bucks lost. Oof. It really is a bad hound of the flu. Jaguars at
Yep.
Eagles. What you got, Corey?
You're well, for the Jags,
Do it.
Philly's gonna win this game. Philly's gonna win this game.
Okay.
Philly's gonna win this game. The Jags are not. It's not gonna be. Jags are gonna have a lot of air yards because Philly's just gonna beat them to the ground. I have Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown as my locks for the Eagles, and since there's not really much healthy targets to throw to, Evan Ingram for the Jags.
Okay.
I also have the Eagles. I also have Evan Ingram. But I have Saquon Barkley running it up. Nobody thought the Jags would be this bad this year, but I don't see them using this game to turn things around. Eagles will protect their house.
Yeah, sorry,
Eagles are
Jags
gonna win
fans.
this game. Eagles are going to win this game. A.J. Brown is my lock. I certainly would pay attention to the backfield in Jacksonville this week. I think that it appears that
They're
both running
both
backs are going to
questionable.
play this week. Yeah, they're
Okay.
both questionable, but they were both trending towards playing the last I'd read.
Okay.
I think if this winds up being a passing game because they're down, ETN's probably going to get quite a few checkdowns. So they're not going to be very good balls, but still balls nonetheless. So
Okay.
Got it.
Next up, Bears at Cardinals.
Bears win. Swift is my lock. Keep him right on rolling.
Choo choo.
Okay.
Wesley,
I wanted that one. Sorry, I wanted it.
You're
back.
fine.
Cardinals
I'm
win.
glad you took it.
I've seen a lot of people picking the Bears this week, and you adding to that now. After the heartbreaking loss at Washington last week on that boneheaded Stevenson play, I don't see that happening. Bears will stay winless on the road. DeAndre Swift and Trey McBride are my locks.
Good
The defense
picks. Good
was-
picks.
The defense, their defenses is what chose the game for me. Just to be
No, I got you.
I don't know. I have the Cardinals winning this game at home to go along with the Bears losing on the road. I'm not sure. I don't know if either one of you guys can tell me this, but is there a new Call of Duty coming out soon?
No, it just came out. He already beat
Oh,
it.
it did come out.
It already beat it.
Oh, they already beat it? He already beat it? Kyler already
I'm
beat
sure
it?
He already beat it.
Okay, well, that might affect his play, but I do have him as my lock this week for the Cardinals. And then for the Bears, D Swifty. Not to be confused with T Swifty.
gosh. I want to know. Kyler Murray is thrown for 1,638 yards on the season, 11 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He's actually been pretty.
He's been doing pretty good.
That's just over. What is that? A touchdown and a half a game? Not quite, but close.
Mm-hmm.
You got to add an extra yard for each time he throws it though, because he's like a yard closer to the ground.
But he's short. Short Kings, baby. Gotta show him some love.
Next game, Lions.
This is the biggest game.
Packers.
In the league.
Divisional
game.
100%. This is 100%.
I hate that we're playing at 4 o'clock. If I'm honest, I hate when we play at 4 o'clock. But it is what it is. Tickets as low as $111 are still available. The spread is Detroit by 2.5.
It's supposed to be wet.
At Green Bay, too, man.
Still 100% chance of rain. Has it turned to snow yet?
Not quite.
I see clouds.
So who's going to start this one? Wes, go ahead, man.
Lions win. at Packers. David Montgomery is my Lions lock. Tucker Kraft is my Packers lock. Lions travel to Lambeau. There's a lot of talk of them trying to embarrass their opponents. Xavier McKinney doesn't like that, but I say too bad. Lions win by 2 scores. Bias? Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. That had a little bit of Matthew McConaughey twang in there. Is that?
Yeah, I like that.
I liked it.
You do that more often?
Seriously, that was good, man. I like it.
Sweet.
Increase the fan base around
You
here.
want me to jump in, Corey?
Yeah, please.
Um,
I think I pick every time the Lions play. I think when we get to this game, I'm the last one to pick. So let's keep it going.
okay. I just looked at the weather. It appears that there's a 70% chance of rain during the game.
Ooh,
If it's
Lord.
going to rain and be a monsoon, that tells me that both these football teams are going to have to run the football. The Lions are great against the run. They also have the best duo of running backs probably in NFL history. We could argue about that for days. I think Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram are the only one that's close. I still would take the Lions duo over it. With that being said, if it is raining, I got to roll with my Lions. I'm grateful that it's going to be raining and it's going to be a run fest because I would have taken the Packers in this game in Lambeau if it wasn't raining like that.
With that being said, real quick, to interject here, Jordan Love's nursing isn't a groin injury,
Yes.
so sloppy,
Yep.
wet grass because they play on grass.
Mhm.
Keep that in mind.
And my lock is it's obviously it's Sonic and Knuckles.
Lock them both.
Lock them both. I too, obviously, there's a lot of bias on my pick here. To go with the injuries, the weather, everything. Lions win in at Lambeau. Sonic and Knuckles. Lock them, but you can't keep them locked down.
I see Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph both getting an interception.
I do not have a Packers lock for this game.
If I were to lock somebody, it would be Jaden Reed on a deep ball. But with it raining, dude, if it wasn't raining, this would be a way different call for me. This is one game that I would actually not take the Lions just because they're in Lambeau.
Have you ever played football with like receiver gloves? Have you ever used receiver gloves?
Yeah.
If they're
Udders were the big ones when I was in school.
If they are wet, they're either one of two things: extra sticky or super slippery. There's like no in between.
Mm-hmm.
So
That what kind of gloves did you get?
keep that in
Udders
mind.
were the one.
I don't.
I didn't wear
brands. Probably like
I didn't wear
probably like
gloves.
Franklin or something like that.
I didn't wear gloves.
Oh yeah, you were.
I just bought them for outside, not even for football.
Right in.
I didn't wear gloves. Yep, I didn't wear gloves. I don't like wearing gloves.
We all got Lions winning this game with a sloppy game probably.
Yeah.
Next game up, Rams at Seahawks. Corey, go first.
I like to call it the Rams at the Sea Chickens.
Okay.
Because the Seahawk is not a thing. It is, but I call them the Sea Chickens. I have the Rams winning this game. Stafford lighten up their secondary and all their receivers. And
Seahawk isn't the thing. Well, it is.
Chickens.
It is. They call them the Sea Chickens, yeah.
Okay.
And then because there's no DK Metcalf, last week I picked JSN. He did not do much of anything. And I don't think Geno Smith is going to do very well. So I'm going to pick the running game for the Seahawks.
I didn't hear a word you said. I'm still here. Sea Chickens. And
Don't
Seahawks aren't a thing.
Oh my gosh.
I'll watch it later.
Stafford and the wide receivers and Kenneth Walker.
Okay, I'll go.
Rams win.
Rams win. Cooper Kupp lock. Kenneth Walker lock. This is going to be a close game. Kupp and Nakua back in the fold. That means they can beat anybody potentially, especially a division rival. With that tandem being back, I see Kyren Williams having a big game though. I didn't lock him, but they're going to put a lot of focus on Kupp and Nakua in the defensive. And Kyren Williams has the last 3 games over 100 rushing yards, 3 or 4 over 100 rushing yards. But yeah, Kenneth Walker had a bomb game last week, like a bad stinker. Hell of a bounce back game.
Yep. 8 fantasy points last week.
You boys know the
Still-
Rams are 0-3 on the road this season.
That's okay. They're not
Sure.
the
And
Bears.
in
Sure
those
do.
games, they've not had wide receivers. One of them was in Detroit, so do you even count that? I like Kyron Williams. I like Puka. Dude, I got the Rams winning. I just 0-3 on the road this year. Playing at Lumen Field, Seahawks are always tough at home. Well, they're 2-3 at home this year, but they're usually tough at home. Rams.
Like you said, though, they have receivers now, and DK Metcalf is out.
Mm-hmm.
So
Kenneth Walker is in, right? I think both these
He
running
is.
backs.
yeah,
Yep.
he's in.
They're
I
both
think
healthy.
both
Yep.
running backs feast. Was it last week that Kenneth Walker had a down week, or it might be 2 weeks in a row now?
Last week,
No.
definitely. I don't think. I think
No, the week
he was
before
good.
that, the week before, I think he had like 32 or something. It was a lot.
I thought he had 8. But it doesn't matter. I like him to have a bounce back game this week.
Next, you got the Indianapolis Colts against at the Vikings.
I want to make an initial prediction that it's not like 35-0 and the Vikings come back like it was the last time that they played. Was that 2 winners ago? Do you remember that?
That was
It
like
might
the
have been.
biggest comeback in NFL history.
That was when Saturday was coaching,
Yeah, Jeff
interim head
Saturday.
coach. Yeah. That won't happen.
I got Colts. I got Colts winning this one. I might be the only one, but Vikings are getting Hawkinson back this week. Just another target to keep Addison from getting the ball. Watch out for that drama. I think Minnesota's still. I think Minnesota's still struggling with that Honolulu flu. Joe Flacco's going to bring this Colts team together. I got Josh Downs and T.J. Hawkinson as my locks.
I like the T.J. Hawkinson lock.
I bet you do.
Go ahead, Corey.
Vikes win this game. I don't care what you say about Joe Flacco leading this team, coaching this, getting this team together. It doesn't matter. There's a lot of talent on that team. They can't play together well enough to do anything. I do have Adonai Mitchell as a lock for the Colts if you had to. And then for the Vikings, Hawk Tua.
Oh.
Lock it down.
Oh,
That's not even his number.
Hawkinson.
What's his number?
The Iowa Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Iowa Hawkeye.
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna move right on along past that.
Whatever, man. Vikings win this game.
You missed with that one, but
I miss with everything. Shoot your shot, player.
I have the Vikings winning this game. I think
Yes.
it will be a good game. I like Michael Pittman. I like Justin Jefferson, obviously. Those would be my locks. I am so excited to see how T.J. Hawkinson performs. I have 3 tight ends starting in a redraft league this week. 2 of them in flex spots, and he is one of them.
Yes.
Nice.
The other two are David Njoku and Kate Otten. I mean,
Do it, man.
you got to. You got to. So, speaking of,
that is the last. Yeah, that is the last Sunday game. Monday Night Football is Buccaneers at Chiefs.
go ahead, Corey.
God. Baker's gonna bake, but not this week. Chiefs are gonna win this game at home, with a little bit of help from the black and white striped jerseys there on the field. Kate Otten is my lock for the Bucks, and Travis Kelce is my lock for the Chiefs.
Double tight end lock.
Tight ends.
I'll go. So if the Bucks still had Godwin and Evans, I'd be calling for the Chiefs' downfall here. The thing is, they don't. And
They don't.
the Chiefs keep losing players to injury, but getting others to fill right in. I.e. Kareem Hunt, DeAndre Hopkins. Chiefs win easy here. My locks are Kate Otten, because who else is he going to throw to? And Kareem Hunt, because they're going to be running the ball a lot, trying to kill the clock.
The Buccaneers are going to win this game. They're going to get the upset
I hope
in
so.
Kansas City.
I hope you're right.
I do hope you're right. I really do.
I'm telling you, I don't think the Chiefs are as good as their record shows. I think they're a good football team. They're 7-0 this year. They're 3-0 at home.
Very well coached.
Spread is 8.5 points. They have the greatest coach in the NFL right now, in my opinion. Top 3 at least. Bearman. No, he's the best coach in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
I'm partial to Dan Campbell, but he's not a better coach than Andy Reid. It's just the facts. I have Kate Otten as my lock. I realize they're hurt. Their wide receivers are hurt. They've got like 5 wide receivers on injured reserve or hurt. Baker's been phenomenal. Kate Otten has been fantastic. They've got a 3-headed monster of a backfield that's been more efficient of late. I got them winning this game. I just think that they're going to pull out the upset. That's a good football team. So
Yeah. Sounds good.
I definitely wouldn't start a Buccaneers running back this week for sure.
No. They're not starting a Buccaneers running back
No.
in that backfield. They have 3 that are going to rotate, and it's a carousel. When you hear a coach say, "We've got 3 great running backs, and we're going to ride the hot hand," don't play any
Don't
of
play him ever.
No.
You can't trust it.
No.
It's like when Belichick had that 3-headed monster in the Patriots way back when. You didn't know who was going to score a bunch of points any given week.
Right.
Bucky Irving is their leading back on the year with 400 rushing yards. I'm actually surprised to see that. 76 carries, 400 rushing, 395, and 3 tutties. That's I'm surprised by that. I'm looking at what their Bucky Irving, Rashad White is behind him by a fair bit, with about the same amount of carries. Interesting.
Yeah.
How far behind is Sean Tucker to Rashad White? Like 100 yards?
Not even 100 yards. He's literally doubling him in yards per carry. So,
Wow. I know we had that one big game, so.
Yep.
they've got an interesting dynamic. They've got 4 guys with 23 plus carries on their roster. Baker Mayfield has 30 carries, 29, for 169 yards, 2 touchdowns.
One of those was
Shut
my
your
God.
mouth. Stop it.
I think he's back there in the top left corner on your screen there.
Well,
I wasn't
That's
up here
it.
yet when it happened, so
that's it for tonight.
So,
my left. You're right. Sorry.
Anything else
know.
to add, boys?
oh gosh. Ironically, that player is still hurting with an ankle injury.
Yep.
I don't think it was from that play, but
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Poor Rodrigo.
Yep.
All right, boys. I'm calling it a night.
I think that's a wrap. I think we're all good. We're all
So.
caught up. Go Lions.
Yep, we'll chit chat tomorrow.
There's a whole lot of big stuff happening this weekend in the NFL. I'm excited. We're all excited.
A lot of trades
Yep.
about to go down. The trade deadline is Tuesday.
Oh,
Right?
we should talk about that.
Yeah. Bring it up real quick.
Do we think the Lions do anything?
Yes.
Truly? Is that you just want them to?
No, they're
'Cause
absolutely
I'm
going to do something. But
I
So-
just don't know.
We
think,
talked about this the other day, or it might have been today. They've always done something. It's not really grand, but they've always done something.
And I guess that's more what I'm looking for here. I'm not saying, oh, are we going to trade for, the Arden Key or something like that, right? I'm looking like bare minimum Zadarius Smith, Chase Young type guy. I mean, you really think we're going to do something?
I think so. I think they already have a couple things ready to roll, and that the teams that they're acquiring from are waiting to see how this Sunday plays out because one more game matters apparently. So yeah, I think absolutely.
If I'm the Lions, I would have been pushing last week to get a deal done to play this rusher
This week. Yep.
week against our
Mhm.
division rival that is basically they're 6-2, we're 6-1, and then
Mhm.
next week we play Houston.
Yeah.
We need somebody for these 2 games.
Yep.
Maybe not so much next weekend, I guess, with their offensive line being bad lately, but
So I would venture to say, watch out for the Browns to trade away some pieces. Cardinals maybe even trade away some stuff. Definitely look for the Steelers to acquire another wide receiver. We already kind of talked about that with the Jags and Christian Kirk. It should be. I bet
Look
there's
out
at
for the
least
Bucks this year for
two
a wide
big ones.
receiver.
Yeah. Yep. I bet there's at least two big trades that happen by the trade deadline. At least two.
At least two.
At least two.
Uh,
49ers might be looking for one.
Think the Cowboys do anything with their running game?
Yeah, they activated Delvin Cook and Ezekiel Elliott is out. I don't think I said that in the report. I think he's out, isn't he?
Oh, Zeke is out because he didn't travel with the team for
Yeah,
disciplinary
but he
action.
wasn't on the injury report, so that's probably why I missed it.
No, it's not. It was disciplinary. Didn't even travel.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'd make a move as far as player moves potentially. They'll definitely make a personnel move
They'll
though.
definitely move their coach. Mike Zimmer's gone.
Mike Zimmer, dude.
I
How can you still keep that guy employed with what they've done on defense this year? Seriously.
am interested to see if Travis Etienne will be wearing a Jags jersey after the trade deadline. I think he probably will, but he might be moving.
Might have a star on his helmet.
I don't know if that's a great fit, but yeah, he might. I
Nope.
mean, I don't know. Something feels fishy and off there for me. I don't know why. Probably just a
Raiders might make another move. Jacoby Myers.
Raiders aren't adding.
No, they're getting rid of. Yep.
They're moving.
They're
stuff.
sellers.
Dude,
Patriots might be selling.
If Jacoby Myers is gone, then who do they have besides Brock Bowers? Here's a hot ticket.
Myers is there, and who do they have still?
Here's a hot ticket. Any chance Vikings trade Addison?
I think it's definitely possible. To Detroit?
In division?
We made a trade last year in division. Was it last year or the year before that?
2 years. Hawkinson?
It was 2 years ago.
We sent them Hawkinson.
It's true. Yep.
I'm not saying we
Could
need
be.
Addison.
I think
I'm
they
saying
know Jordan has
Same
the skill
GM,
set.
same GMs, right? Too same two GMs.
Addison's got it, man. And
Look at him going to Steelers.
ooh, that might be a good fit.
With Pickens.
And it's AFC, so they don't worry about playing him really.
Yep.
All right, I'm good. I'm
I
gone.
think so. Yep.
Gentlemen, it was a great night.
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
You too.
Go Lions.
Go Lions. Hey, thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed our content and look forward to more, please drop a like and subscribe to the When Pigs Can Fly Fantasy Football Show.